Yes, as we were preparing to talk football, some people chose to start going into tennis in Australian Open.
Of course, it's understandable.
Yes.
The viewers know that I am passionate about tennis.
Yes, you just had to be, and fortunately, Serena is out.
No, she's not.
She's
Excuse
not.
me, Venus is out.
Venus, sorry. Venus is
Serena won
out.
her match this morning. Go, girl.
So it might just be Sharapova then. Or Serena might...
Between Sharapova and Serena, because the way Sharapova played yesterday, she was simply unplayable when she played Venus yesterday.
I can't beat her.
She was out of this world.
Okay, but then Venus is not at her best right now.
No, she's not. She's just coming
So,
back. This is really her
yes.
first major match since she
Yes.
came back. So she's getting into it gradually.
Okay, so...
But Serena
she
is
can-
right up there.
Right up there. Okay.
If we just
okay.
ignore that little
Incident.
at the when she played the first round where she sprained
Yes.
her ankle.
Yes.
But she seems to be doing okay so far.
Okay, yeah, okay. We'll
Until she
update
gets to
from
play the other big girls, then we can actually assess that ankle.
that whether it's in top shape, ready to go for the Open. Okay. Yes, now we want to talk about the African Cup of Nations and the Super Eagles' chances. Our team, what are the chances? From what we know at the moment with FIFA ranking, Nigeria is third in Africa and 53rd in the whole world.
Were we ever number one on the continent?
I don't know, and I think there was a time that we were, but I would have to check that, or we'll just get our guests to confirm. So let me
Yes,
quickly
they should
move on.
know.
Yeah, they will most likely
Actually,
know.
there was a time that we were number 4 in the world.
Number four
Four in the world.
Okay, all right. I will start with you then, Bode, or rather Deji. No, Bode Oguntui, sports analyst. Welcome to Sunrise this morning.
Thank you.
And then Deji Omotoyinbo, sports independent producer. Thank you very much for coming.
Good to be here.
Good. So we're getting started. You were just saying that at some point Nigeria was number 4 in the world and definitely number 1 in Africa.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This was when? How long
I'm still
ago
crying.
was this?
1994. That was the year we won the Nations Cup in Tunisia, and then went to the World Cup and almost got to the quarterfinals. I mean, it was that same team that went on to win the gold.
Those were the golden
the Olympics in
team.
96, yeah.
The Keshi, the Okocha, the Kanu, and the rest of
the
them.
Pebas. That was the
Yakini
team.
is also part of that.
Yakini, yeah, 94. But
The
he
late
wasn't
We had a
Yakini.
team at that time. We had a team.
We had a team.
We had a team.
It was a joy to watch the Eagles play at
Even
that
I
time.
knew.
By the way, we've been looking for a tennis analyst.
Yeah.
Just by the way.
So, what do you think our chances are?
Well, I think we need to manage our expectations realistically. I know a lot of Nigerians will not like this, but realistically, I don't think we can win it. But I really don't think we should expect to win it. Because it's a team we're just building. It takes time. You were talking about the 94 team. That 94 team was 5 years in the making. And Westlaw had from 89 to 94 to build that fantastic team that did so well. There were stops and gaps. He went to 1 or 2 tournaments. He didn't do too well, but we stuck with him. This team, Keshi was appointed, I think, November 2011. He's been in the job barely a year. And it's a team that is rebuilding. So there's always a chance you can win. Nobody expected Zambia to win the last time. There's always a chance, but realistically, I think we should get out. We can get out of our group, quarterfinals, maybe semifinals, and I really don't think we should judge this team or Keshi's competence on whether he wins or not. Thankfully, that much has been said by the chairman of the Nigerian Football Federation that we are not expecting to win. We just want to continue to build a team and see signs that the team is progressing.
So if you were going to say, where do you see us?
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, not beyond.
If we get to the semis, it will be a bonus, because like you said, there are teams that are prepared better. There are teams that have all their pieces in place. As we speak now, if you ask 10 Nigerians if Keshi has done well with the team, at least he has picked, you will get 10 different opinions. That tells you that there's still a lot of work still needs to be done. That 94 team practically picked itself. You could tell who will play in which wing, and you could tell who will come on as substitute. With this team, we don't have the same luxury, we don't have the same knowledge. Yes. Because there are so many young players coming through. There's some who are some older players that could have been at this tournament that weren't picked for some reasons.
Osaze.
Osaze is one of them. Buffett Martins is one of them. And you get the feeling that maybe if there had been different circumstances, they would have made a bit of difference to the team. Now, I am not questioning the coach because we saw what was happening and we backed him all the way. And then we saw the emerging talent and we felt, hey, if we don't let these guys get through to this team now, we might regret it 2-3 years down the line. So we have that building process going on, and I'm thinking, when they get thrown at the deep end, it's all well and good. They're playing friendlies, they're getting draws, and they're getting knocked about. When they get to the deeper stages of the Nations Cup, a bit of panic might set in, both from the coaching and from the players, and that is to be expected.
So on the whole, what do you think about Keshi's choice?
Given what Keshi has to work with, this is the best he could do.
Another way of looking at it is the fact that we're not developing talents the proper way, and we're doing the wrong thing with the age grade group competitions, because I say with all sense of fairness, we know what we've been doing with the age grade competitions over age players and all that, and it's harming us at the national team level because Keshi can only work with the players he has available. He can't go and find players that are not Nigerians to play. This is not club side football. Now, for you to underline the point I'm trying to make, we won the Under-17 World Cup in 2007. That is 6 years ago. Those guys are supposed to be, not a single one of those players are in this squad. It means at the age grade level, we're doing something wrong. And at the end of the day, we're fooling ourselves and harming ourselves on the long run. Because the talents are not there to pick from. Keshi's done something fundamentally right that I like. He picked 6 players from the local league. Because all this while, we were killing the local league by not even looking in their direction at all. He speaks, make sure there is a goalkeeper, every department of there are midfielders, there is a striker, there are defenders in this team. They may not play or they may play. But the fact is, everybody playing on the local scene now knows that I have a chance, of getting a I can get a shot at playing for my national team. So what we're trying to say here is that it's a team that is being built. Ghana, but it was talking about tournament tested. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, who are everybody's favorites to win, their teams have been to 2 World Cups and every single Nations Cup in between. So they're tournament tested. They're more of a team than ours that we're building. But like I said, in football, in sports, there's always a chance. It's not to say Nigeria, there's always that X factor. You can be lucky on the day, one refereeing decision, something happens and you win the game. Or you don't lose a game, it goes to penalty shootout, you win. There's always a chance, but realistically, we just feel that. For Nigeria, of course, we should get out. If we don't get out of the first round, maybe we'll be disappointed. We should get out of the first round, get a good draw in the quarterfinal. Anything from the quarterfinal going forwards is a bonus.
A lot of people have said so much about the exclusion of Osaze and Bafemi Martin. When you look at Osaze's case, you know that the team he plays for now, he's not been playing regularly anyway. So what is the big deal about having somebody who is warming the bench in the Premier League as a key player in our team?
I always like to say this. There's a radio show I was involved with, and this argument came up. It was a very hot, heated argument, and I was on Keshi's side on this. There's a history to Osaze. I hate to say this. I don't know him personally. I don't have a relationship with him. But Osaze has had quarrels with almost every coach. For me, that is a trend. He had with Guavon, he had with Lagerbach, he had with Siasia, now he's having with Keshi. For me, there's something fundamentally wrong there. I'm not saying that, I'm not judging him, but I just feel that that's a trend. 2, if we ask every Nigerian to come up with 22 names to go to Nations Cup, we'll come up with 150 million different lists. Because we all have our opinions and our choices. But the man who is a coach, who will suffer a job loss if he doesn't do well, probably should be allowed to pick whoever he wants to go with. And a national team is not anybody's birthright. Some players come with a sense of entitlement. As if the national team, I must be there. If for any reason the coach decides you're not there, the coach has a right to choose who he wants to go to the Nations Cup with. And like I said with Osaze came and said, well, my wife is expecting a baby. If the child comes early, I will be available. The child comes late. No coach wants to work with uncertainties. So it's best to say, okay, we're all family men. We all know how important it is to have a family. Face that. But then it was dropped and it went on and on Twitter and all. Well, I hear he's apologized about that. So maybe But it went on, and other players who are representing Nigeria, at some point, everybody will be dropped. At some point, we drop the likes of JJ Okocha and Kanu. Everybody will be dropped at some point. And like you said, like I think one former the former Super Eagles player who said, at this moment in time, we don't have any superstars. So anybody can be dropped. And that's my view on it.
Okay. Now, we're drawn, we're in Group C, and we're there with Zambia, Burkina Faso, and Ethiopia. Zambia, defending champions.
Yeah, defending champions, but they were lucky. Seriously. The final game against Ivory Coast, they were kicked all over the place, but they kept their head. They went to shootouts and they won. And this Zambian team, before they went to this tournament, we beat them 2-0. Everybody has forgotten that. They came to Abuja, they were well beaten. It wasn't they were well beaten.
It was a 2-0 thrashing.
It was a 2-0 thrashing, seriously. Before they were yes, they are African champions, but I suspect that they know they are playing against Nigeria. They are not going to go gung ho on us. They'll be cautious, as we will be, because they are defending champions. I expect that unless both teams have to win it, that game probably end in a draw. And the two of them just do enough with other matches to just say Nigeria and Zambia go through to the next round. I don't think it's going to be an exciting match unless we meet again in one of the knockout stages. But for the group stage game, it's going to be a boring game. It's very, very probably.
Do you think that should be the way the coaches should pitch their or should play their team to just make sure that we don't lose this one?
That's why
it's not about winning it.
It will depend on what has happened in there, because it's not the first game that both teams will play. So depending on what happens in the first game, Nigeria will play against Burkina Faso first. If Nigeria wins that and they win their first game, I think we meet in the second game. Second game. If we both win our first games, they say, look, let's just take. It will be a non-verbal agreement.
Yeah. And about the first round is about trying to navigate yourself. Just let me get through the first round.
Win the first.
Except either Zambia or Nigeria loses their first game.
The first game.
If either one of us loses the first
game,
then it becomes a must-win, so to speak. Because if you lose two, you're probably out of the tournament. So, like Buddy said, if they both win, you'd expect that everybody will be cautious and all that, and believe that I can win the last game and just get through. So, like Buddy said, it might probably be a boring game if they both win their first game. But if they lose or draw their first games, then we're expecting a very, very interesting game against Zambia.
When are you taking off to? That's it.
Well, we have a radio show here. Interestingly, we are business partners. Actually, we have a show here, but I'm thinking of squeezing like a few days, maybe if Nigeria gets to the quarterfinals, then to watch the knockout stages.